Hi, my name is Sydney, and today I'll be showing you all how to properly make cake pops. You'll need your choice of cake batter. I have classic yellow here, a can of frosting, your choice of melting chocolate. I have microwavable melting chocolate because it's easier and it's a little quicker. One big bowl, a pan, a smaller bowl, and a spoon. A cookie scooper, but if you don't have a cookie scooper, you can't use your hand. Aluminum foil, a styrofoam board, and lollipop sticks. Okay, I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way so I can show you all how to mix the cake. Okay, so I already baked my cake. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the cake and you're going to put it into the big bowl. And it doesn't have to be a neat cake that you make because you're going to end up just crumpling it up anyway. So taking the spoon, I'm just going to pop the cake into the bowl. Okay, this is a little messy. I guess this helps because it's going to already be pre-crumpled by the time I get the whole cake into the bowl. And you're going to want to use a big bowl because if you use a small bowl, it can get really messy and you're going to have crumbs all over the counter and whatnot. So, using your hands or a spoon if you like, but it's easier and it's more efficient if you use your hands. You're going to take the cake and you're going to crumple it up until the cake is in little bitty crumbs, like so. So, crumpling up all the cake and not leaving any lumps. Like, you don't want lumps like this in your batter. So, and then after that, after a certain point when you feel that your cake is in nice crumbs, you take the frosting. Okay, here I have the pink frosting. I'm gonna take the same spoon that I used to get the cake out of the pan to put the frosting into my batter. Okay. Alright, and then I'm going to use the spoon to mix it together. Add frosting a little at a time because if you add too much frosting, your cake pops are going to turn out too sweet, and that's not going to be something that's going to be appealing to whoever's eating these. So using a different spoon, because the other spoon is all filled with cake, I'm going to put more frosting in here, and I'm gonna keep that spoon for if I need some more frosting out of it. So just keep mixing it up. So continue mixing the frosting into the cake until you feel that it could hold a ball form. Now my cake right now, there's not frosting all over it. You see it's still some on the sides. So I'm gonna add a little more frosting to my cake in the spots that I feel that it's needed. So, and after this one I should be good. So I'm going to mix in the frosting. And then see it's getting kind of sticky and they're already starting to, pieces are starting to mold to each other. So now that I feel my cake can hold a mold of a ball shape, this is where I'm going to line my pan with aluminum foil. So take the aluminum foil and I'm just going to place mine in the pan because these aren't going back in the oven. They're just going to go into the freezer. So after I line my pan, I take my cookie scooper and I scoop out a chunk of the cake, put it in your hand, and then just do it in a circular motion so that it can hold the circle shape. And then after that, you take it and you place it on top of the aluminum foil. Then you just keep doing that until you get to the point where you have enough cake balls for the number that you want to make. So just keep doing it in a circular motion. Yeah, and they will get out of form sometimes the pieces do break off. That's why you have to keep doing it. So see here, I had to remold it. So, and there we go. And then if you don't have a cookie scooper, you can use your hand. So it does work if you use your hand. So just the same thing. And then keep doing it in a circular motion. And then you're gonna put your cake pops in the freezer for about 10 minutes so they can get firm and they could permanently hold the shape of a ball. Put them in the freezer. And then while those are freezing, you're gonna want to wash your hands, because after all the stuff gets on your hands, you have to move on to melting the chocolate. So moving on to melting the chocolate, while your cake balls are freezing, you have to get a microwavable bowl to put your chocolate in. So I'm going to put the chocolate into the microwavable bowl, and this is microwavable chocolate, so it only has to be in the microwave for 60 seconds. So after 60 seconds, if your chocolate isn't melted all the way, you're going to want to put it back in the microwave for another 60 seconds. Take your cake balls out. So you take your cake balls out and they're firm, so when you dip them they won't like break off into the chocolate, because then you'll have to make new balls. You'll have to start the process all over again, and that could also mean that you don't have enough frosting into your cake, which you would have to go back and add more frosting and restart the process. So here's my melted chocolate. I'm going to take a spoon. Where's the spoon? Okay, whoa, that's a big spoon. So I'm going to take a spoon. I'm going to stir the chocolate up. And then, there. So, from there, this is where your lollipop sticks come into play. So, you're going to open your lollipop sticks. This could take a moment. Okay, so open your lollipop sticks. And dip the part of the stick that you're going to put into the cake ball, dip it into the chocolate. So just the tip, not the whole thing. And then you're going to dip it into the cake ball like so. You don't want to push it all the way through, because that's not going to work when you dip it. So you're going to do that for however many cake balls you have. So this is the part where the cake balls turn into cake pops. Okay. So after you get done dipping it, you get your cake ball, or your cake pop now, and you dip it into the chocolate until it's covered completely. So there. And then you sit it on the aluminum foil, and you keep repeating that step. And then there you go, another one. And keep doing that. This one's a little bigger than the rest of them. So after you get done dipping, you put them back in the freezer for another 5 minutes so they can settle, and so the chocolate can kind of get firm. And then when they come out of the freezer, okay, so 5 minutes has passed, and I'm going to take my cake pops out of the freezer, and as you can see, the chocolate has hardened. See? And that's why. So you're going to pick the excess chocolate off of the sides the best you can without damaging the cake pop. And this is part of the reason why you re-dip it. So I let them sit in there for about 10 minutes, and now I'm going to take them out. And as you can see, they're fully covered now. And then for presentation purposes, if you're making these for an event or something, you might want to take a pair of scissors and cut the excess chocolate off. But since these are just for my house, I really don't have to do that. or just, and maybe you just don't like the excess chocolate, you can just cut it off. And then the styrofoam paper, not the paper, the styrofoam board is for if you don't have a cake pop stand, and this is just really something that you can buy for like $1.99, and you could just put the cake pops right in there and they sit, and it's pretty sturdy. See, you just stick them in there and that's it, and now you just eat the cake pops.